Okay, so we want to try to solve this graphing linear relationships problem. And as you see, the problem is involving how many pounds of chicken, how many pounds of hamburger can we afford to buy if we only have $30 to spend. So we want to set up an equation in two variables. We want to define our variables. So we're going to say that x is pounds of hamburger and y pounds of chicken. Just going to do the abbreviations here. Okay, now we're dealing with money and how much chicken and hamburger cost. So we're going to use the values here. $2 per pound of hamburger plus $3 per pound chicken, and we have $30 to spend. Now how are we going to graph this? Well, one really easy way is to find our x and y intercepts. And we know that if we're trying to find the y-intercept, where this line touches or crosses the y-axis, that is where x equals 0. So if we're going to buy 0 pounds of hamburger, how many pounds of chicken can we afford? And we know from the zero product property that anything times 0 is 0. We end up with 3y to 30. And it turns out if you don't buy any hamburger, we can afford to buy 10 pounds of chicken. So that would be our, if y is equal to 10, that's our y-intercept right here. Okay, now let's find the x-intercept. That's where chicken, or y, is 0. So assuming that we buy 0 pounds of chicken, still have $30 to spend. 3 times 0 is 0, and we end up with this equation now, 2x equals 30. We divide both sides by 2, and x equals 15. So let's see, I'm shy a little bit on my scale, but we know that would be 14, and about halfway here would be 15. Now I just got to connect the lines. Let's try to do that. Pick one of these lines here, and I'll connect. And now we have a line for our equation. And now we can find any amounts of combinations of chicken and hamburger. So let's try one. Assume that we're going to buy 3 pounds of hamburger. Okay, so x would be 3. And we want to know how many pounds of chicken then we could afford. So we're going to buy 3 pounds of hamburger, x equals 3. And we're looking for chicken, or y. So now we're just solving for chicken, which is the y variable. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3y equals 30. Now the first thing I'm going to do is the opposite of adding or subtracting. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides, and that gives me 24. And then I'm going to do the inverse of multiplying by the inverse of 3, which is 1/3. That means I divide by 3. And it turns out, if I buy 3 pounds worth of hamburger, I can buy 8 pounds of chicken. And this is how we can work a linear relationship problem. So this, I hope, will help you with your classwork and your homework on this subject.